And with that reveal, the latest turn in a renaming carousel is unveiled in Prince George County.
We mark the transition between two proud chapters in our installation's history.
As what was for the past 2 years Fort Gregg Adams becomes Fort Lee once again. But instead of honoring Confederate General Robert E. Lee, it's now for Private Fitz Lee, a black man from Dinwiddie County who earned the Medal of Honor for his actions in Cuba during the Spanish-American Civil War with the Buffalo Soldiers.
Horribly wounded as a result. He actually is awarded his Medal of Honor, not in Cuba, but at Fort Bliss, Texas, while he's in the hospital recovering from wounds. Eventually, he moves to the Fort Leavenworth, Kansas area, and unfortunately, tragically dies at the age of 33.
Officials were unable to find any descendants of Lee for the ceremony, but representatives from the county he was born in and the regiment he served with were on hand to recognize his accomplishments.
This installation now bears the name of someone who came from among us, someone whose story who reminds us of courage and conviction, and that are not just reserved for generals alone, but can be found in the hearts of privates.
Buffalo soldiers have been a long part of history since 1866, so this is a great honor for us, and we're actually very wonderful to be here to participate in this event.
The renaming ceremony comes a month after President Donald Trump announced the changes to 7 recently renamed military bases, including 2 others in Virginia, Fort Pickett and Fort A.P. Hill. Fort Gregg Adams was named for Lieutenant General Arthur Gregg, the first black person to reach that rank, and Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams, the first black woman to become an officer in the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps. The renaming drew condemnation from their families, but base leadership say their names won't be erased and their legacies won't be forgotten.
Many of the changes that occurred during the first redesignation, like the Gregg Adams Club, is going to remain. We have a lot of effects from Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams.
Their legacy reminds us of a timeless truth. Character endures even as institutions change.
Now, with the name change ceremony behind them, base leadership say they are now looking on ways to expand on how to tell the story here of Fitz Lee and the Buffalo Soldiers. At Fort Lee, Cameron Thompson, CBS 6 News.